welcome back, people who are watching the recording. Remember, we got a new background for the school. Ben and Inky. What are they called? Inky, Blinky, and Clyde? And what's the last one? I'm gonna look it up. Pac-Man Ghosts. They're called Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde. Yeah, there you go. That's really all you gotta know. You know, Anna, you do have the physique to be a Pac-Man ghost. Just saying, you know, if your career as photographer doesn't work out, you might as well become a Pac-Man ghost. Stalking the halls with your big bright head, you'd be very visible from a top-down perspective. You got the blue color down, buddy? Inky, I think, is blue too. So, was it Blinky? Nope. Inky is the cyan blue one. Inko, you got it down. You got it down. 100% set. I like how they say that, but you're like the first person he met, really speaking. You should have seen Inky here yesterday. Come on, man. It's Jim. Also, just pointing out, as someone who has worn a lot of glasses, they don't fall off that easy, buddy. Get you, like, mine don't even fit properly. They're too short, and they still sit nice and proper. Come on, buddy. Come on. Do you have really bad ears? I do worry about them falling off, though. Wouldn't want that to happen. I once lost my glasses, and I had to watch a musical from, like, a really far seat. It's like, goddamn, I had to use these old ones that weren't... Oh, it was terrible. The funny part is what happened is that one of the lenses literally fell out. And I was like, what's wrong? Why isn't it working? And then I poked my finger through it. It's like, oh, it's just gone. It fell on the floor, completely unscathed, but it was out of the socket. Listen, you shouldn't become friends with someone like Damien if you don't want that raw himbo energy slapping you on the back every day of the week. I still don't know what to think about Ben doing this. It's like day 2, man. Don't. Like, you shouldn't do this to your girlfriend. It's day 2. Mike Dawson. He has such Mike Dawson hair, too. Inko has that characteristic human clumsiness like Anon. This post was made by the Dino Supremacy Gang. There is a comment referencing to not fucking up the credits like Halo Infinite did in the code for the credit. What happened in Halo Infinite with the credits? I don't know about this. What is it with people wearing pants with holes in them? Is that just what happens when your scales keep grinding against jeans? Buy shorts. You're in a warm climate. Buy shorts. Come on. Do yourself a favor. Which is funny because you appear to be like equal height, if not slightly technically taller than her if you go by eye height. Inko. Like, you're pretty tall, Inko, compared to everyone else here. Especially Olivia, but that's the seat. Ooh. Red leather, red rubber. What's the difference? God damn it, Ben, we're not 5. Halo Infinite hard-coded the credits headers or something, and fucked... Oh, that's mwah. Artisanal. I love how Olivia's just like, eh. Damien's like, oh boy. Oh shit. This can't be good. Great. If you're wondering what, like, I have in mind for after the cost of moving on is done, I still have the Fang thing. The Fang ending 1 to Goodbye Volcano High thing. And then there's the mashup of both of them. I might just put Mia in there, because we need a conflict character that's just fucking everyone's shit up. Also, it helps balance out the whole product a little bit. It'll be a fun mashup, you know, because I have Call Me Fang to take up all my goddamn energy. I hate it, but I must finish it, just to prove to myself I can. And then all these little things off the side, who fucking cares? They're just good for a lark, for a hoot and a holler and a little roll over the floor. Why bother? I made it the title even. With her finger and her thumb in the shape. With her finger and her thumb. Oh. The shape of an L. Somebody must have. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Yeah, like that. I can't do it without the lead up lines. With her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. I kind of dropped the note earlier. Was this intended, Ben? Oh, he's like, oh no. Ben, you made this uncomfortable for everyone. I'm actually even me, I was like not interested in this. Call me Fang. I mean, odds are they already are, aren't they? Thanks, Ben. This is the part where you tell Ben to never ever help you again. Clearly he doesn't understand how this works. You're a senior, Ben. You should know how this works. You're in her year. Mia seems like the kind of person who makes a mistake and then gets suspended and then makes a big fuss about it. Even though, like, it was all her. And there's no argument about it. What's Fang's natural hair color in Gabava Volcano High? I don't know. I know that the silver gray has died. But given that Fang is fairly pale, like, again, it lends credence to the idea that Fang has lowered, not an albino specifically, but, like, in that direction, you know, like a ginger and everything. What if I want Mia to end me, Garbs? Listen, if you want Mia to end you, you can't do it in the middle of Mia just doing things on the casual. You gotta talk about it. It's not consent if she's doing it to kill you. Only if she's doing it for the fun times. Gotta get those records straight, buddy. Listen, I don't want to get in a threesome with sexy punk metalhead girlfriend and Mike Dawson. Why does he have Mike Dawson hair? Why does his hair look like he's Mike Dawson? God damn it. It just reminds me of Mike Dawson hair, but I don't think it is. God damn it. I appreciate that Damien's raw himbo energy is like, Damien, just kiss her already. Yeah, good job, Ben. Fantastic first impression. Ben, you do know that being, like, class president and all, being associated with someone who's a bully like that is, like, a great way to get involved in a, you know, conflict of interest. Like, that's gonna be a plot point, right? It's gotta be. I mean, it's not really. It's like semi-obvious. It's there. It's a thing you can do. But just as easily, you can have that friction be what pulls them apart, and use that as fuel for the next fire. Yeah, good job, Ben. Thanks for doing something without asking Inko if he wants it. Consent comes from both sides, Ben. Yeah, she's really sweet. When she threatened to murder a man in front of a live studio audience at Nickelodeon Studios, Florida. That's what nice people do. Since the start of high school, too. Did you win an election by just threatening everyone? Jesus. Nepotism isn't a bug, it's a feature. Oh, Garbs. Well, Ben, how about you make it ideal? Yeah, Like, even Inko's like, listen, you shouldn't have done that, buddy. Who cares? Why do you care? Just tell Damien to stop eating with his foot and stop shipping people. Nico and I are cool. Ben got voted into power by Nasser. I mean, Nasser was 3 years ago at this point, right? You gotta remember that... No, the class of 2021, something in that direction. I think it's 2020. So there would be a class that's 4 years earlier because they would have started in 2019. In which case, that's really weird that Nasser still has strings. Damien doesn't care about this conversation. Lazy salute. You know, as far as absolute hot dog shit goes, your hot dog shit's actually pretty good. Like, don't... Someone... Listen, right, if you got a character whose entire position is, like, politician, you'd expect they'd be able to twist and bend their opinions a bit better. Like, that's a quality you gotta have to make everyone think you're cool, is to sound like you're saying everything while you're saying nothing. And Ben just doesn't strike me as that, since he's a photographer. Why did he even get into the election process to begin with is a question I got. Because so far he hasn't really, like, struck me as someone who wants any of that. Outside of Maya going like, hey, can you be class president so you can nepotism me? That's like the most I can imagine right now. But it might just be because I'm blinded by the fucking Mike Dawson shroud of energy surrounding this man. I think they specified the kind of camera too. It's be easy to get some great shots. It's day 2, and I don't know what it is, but outside of Snoot Game, it seems like everyone is just kind of forgetting what time looks like. Time is a cube. Did you know that? The time cube. Like, it's been 2 days. It should not be hard to remember this man has been around for like a day in total by now. Another, by the way, hold on. There's something that actually, by the way, subtly became a spoiler because it implied something that I thought was not going to be the case. Let me see if I can find it. Someone sent me a comment on this. So, Grog mentioned on 1.4 of Wani Gator that Solly got a mentor speech, and I was like, I thought the whole point of that shitty mentor speech was just so that Solly could break the mold of being the rough teacher by giving him a softer edge. Like, that's the whole point. Is that he's supposed to be like, I taught you a lesson, and it's like, oh, actually, oh, please, God, no, don't take it like that. Like, the whole point is that he sucks at it. He's trying to break that mold a little bit. But then he points out, like, you could totally just have Iadakon fill in that slot instead. Because Iadakon can totally be in the nurse's office for a variety of reasons. And they can meet there, and then Iadakon can be the reasonable person. But then, it depends on how much Solly has to do in the future. That's why I consider it a part spoilers, because I was under the impression that Solly either had a bigger part, or that Iadakon was going to fill those shoes a bit more firmly. But I don't even know what to think anymore. Inko has his own emoji. What a man. What a man. Like, I don't know these details, right? Like, I know the endings of Snoot Game, but only after the time skip, after prom happens. Like, I don't know what happens in prom and, like, the previous dates. I just know the big moments at the end. I do love that they're like, exposure is the real prize. And then Olivia fades from the scene. Yeah, but like, the grand entrance is such a darling that you gotta be willing to let go. Having a character have a low-key introduction and having them be surprisingly interesting afterwards is something you can totally do, right? Like, you can do that, and it's kind of cute. It shows that it immediately gives the character facets. It's like, in this moment, he was very quiet and reserved, he was very serious and straightforward, but then later, When he had the opportunity and everything is fine, he was more boisterous. You know, you can play off of that. You immediately have this dynamic of like, which is weird to give to Solly unless Solly has a bigger role to play. But then Solly abuses a student later by hitting with a cannonball, and I don't even know what to think anymore. Like, if you want the grand entrance, you gotta accept that you can't do that with a character who should be there earlier. You gotta kill that darling, smother it, let it lie and have it anyway. Like, it doesn't matter, right? If all you're going for is shock, don't bother. Between Call Me Fang, the cost of moving on, the ending one swap thing, and the mashup. The fuck am I even writing? Where are my ships? Where is the horny? All I can think about is there's a lot of fluorescent tubes in a place that is, generally speaking, going to be accessible to sunlight. Like, when it's relevant. Like, there's so much fluorescent tubing here. That's just on. While it's super goddamn bright out that window. Anyway, good old Inko is like, oh man, oh boy, I get to be in a contest. And then he just gives his entry immediately. Like, I don't get that. Why don't we, as the player, get to decide what his entry is going to be? You know, like, hey, I have 3 big ideas for a big picture that I'm specifically going to take for a contest. You know? I don't think we get that. Damien, you lost the baby. The baby. Nice music. I do have a growing appreciation of video games that show you composer and, like, song title information. Especially when you give them goofy names. Like, just let me know. Let me in on the secret. I think it's really funny that, like, originally for the Trico thing, my idea was to have an Olivia stand in Elvira. Be like the aficionado shipping pair, and then over time I'm like, I don't actually care about this. I still like the idea that Saeed has an artificial limb of some kind. But I don't even know if I'm going to write Trico at this point, because that's just been going down an artificial drain of I can't post this on Archive of Our Own, and I don't even know if I want to post it anywhere else, really. And I'm losing track of what I want to do with it. Damien, you look puzzled because you literally cannot figure anything out. Don't try, you're just making your head hurt. I want to listen to that OST. I wonder what's going on. This is such a, like, nothing sentence to say, though. I feel that there should be more to it. Like, if this is the setup, it's a bit weak. A bit weak of a setup if there's something supposed to be happening here. It's just one line, and Ben looking a little annoyed. But I guess that is how things tend to go. They don't necessarily pop. And Inko, despite wanting to make friends, is like, I'm not going to talk about stuff. How does he know he needs an account? How's that a thing we just know? I mean, I imagine it's, like, self-evident, but... Just turns on the radio and hopes, yeah, Damien doesn't get music. He just knows he likes it. Nobody wants to deal with it. You know, it's just paperwork. People don't bother. The duty day today. In the stucco or stucco. Or would it be stu-cow because it's student council. I like how he sits in this group, right? Shouldn't he know Liz? How do you get in student council without knowing your fucking treasurer, dude? That's like, I'm the president of the United States. Who is this? Oh, that's my vice president? What? How does this happen? It's goddamn Anon slipped into being vice president by nobody noticing he was there. Como's done with work. What a magical man. What a magical man. He's actually done with work while I'm talking. Honestly, in a weird way, the big mashup idea I have in my head is kind of shaping up to be what Trico was supposed to be, so that's nice. Because I am planning to put Octave back into it. Mostly because I just like Octave. I just like him as a character. I can do everything I want with him. And get it out of my goddamn system. It also makes for a good mentor character. Because generally speaking, the idea behind Octave is that he's very insightful. His perception skill and intellect are, like, very large. He has very big perception. He notices things very easily. And he's also remarkably composed and polite about it. Kind of like Spears, I guess. A bit frailer, though. Just for today. Como has a night job. Oh. Oh. Poor man. Pats for Como. I'll put a couple in the mail. Do it later, Damien. Deuces. I love that Inko is still insecure about it. Like, I'm gonna be just as... Come on, man, Inko. You go to artist school to have that shit beaten out of you violently. Metaphorically violently. Metaphorical violence. Actually, a thing I want to point out. High school is like 4 years, right? It's freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, right? I think it's really weird. I had to learn this because we don't have these terms here. But it's like freshman for first years, sophomore for second years, juniors because you're almost seniors, and then seniors for the last years. Which means that this senior year, that they were in year one when Snoot Game happened. Like, these guys were already around. The Cost of Moving On has a reference to St. Hammond in the sense that there's a cheating scandal going. It's a one-off line. Add a little crunch to the life of someone like Spears. Like, there's a cheating scandal going on because some dumbass at St. Hammond dropped one of the answer sheets, and so everyone's like, they cheated. And he's like, well, it probably won't affect Volcano High because, you know, we're all the way over here. Most of that is to give you the idea that this story is about moving on past that, but we're not going there, buddy. Have you seen the new fan character someone made? New account. Who is new account? Do they count? You know, my school had a library with 2 floors. Yeah, you probably should have, you know, actually used it instead of just bragging about it. I like how it's called a lab, but it's just where people plop down on the panopticon. The pornography. I really wish I could find that stupid animation video thing where some guy has their sketchbook and someone wants to look into it and they're like, I can't let them look into it, for it contains the pornography. And it's like, all the monitors are turned on. Ooh, that's spicy. One was hard and the other was carpeted. One, you can drop the books. The other, you cannot drop the books. Yesterday on D&D night, I had a funny opportunity. DM said vampires don't count. I said, don't be so sure about that. Real Lobster is apparently enjoying Pal World. Ah. 1, 2, 3. 3 vampires. 5 ghouls. Ah. Cloaker, I want to know who this Neb account is. And I know it's probably you making me say something silly, but I don't know what the silly is, so please explain. I like how this guy is looking at someone's personal finance information, and it's like, dude, they're coming back if the things are open. What are you doing? Where'd the sound go? Oh, there's just no sound here. I think I had this last time too. It's just very quiet for a moment because it's the library. Haunted High School! Oh, new account! Oh, I see it now. It's new account. Oh, I got that before you posted that, Cloaker. I figured it out before then. I'm very intelligent, you see. I did get it before you did it. Like seconds before you posted it, my brain finally clicked. God damn it, shut up. I figured it out before you... The people on the recording will know it. I like how his first conclusion is ghosts. I mean, it is a library. For some reason, ghosts just love libraries. I guess it's nice and quiet, so I don't have to deal with all those living schmucks. Okay, there's one... Something I want to point out. Like, with Anonymous, like, the goofy name was supposed to be, he could be anyone. Like, he's just some random shit. And he's online, and he wants to get away with his anonymity and everything. And he has to live up to it. Like, the name had a certain dramatic irony to it. Incognito is more suspicious than Anonymous, because Anonymous is, like, you know, a bit more passive. But Incognito implies this intentional deception. But he has none of that. Like, they just did it because of the... I don't know. As long as no one makes it humongous. It's Humanmungus. Please get it right. Everyone always forgets the middle name. The Brachiosaurus gives me bronchitis. Damien. I'm the guy that got smeared into the ground. Humanungus. Humanungus. Listen, we're getting the whole moose family together here. Oh. It's layered. It's layered like an onion. So what did we learn from this scene? That Liz is apparently stealthy for how long her neck is. And that she doesn't seem to care being a UFO hovering around you. What do you mean so bad? Huge ass. No, come on, we can't do that. They'll arrest us for crimes. Miscellaneous category. Human goose. Humo and goose. Yeah, but if they're jumping, why are you jumping? Unless you're talking about yourself. It's the second day. This is like 50% of your year so far, buddy. It is a lot. I just keep saying it because it's weird. Yeah! Like, stop being a little bitch. No, that's not the point. The point is that you stop comparing yourself to others like that. It's not healthy. Ugh.